Hello, welcome to the next lecture. In last lecture we spoke about subqueries and we were working on the home page. From taking over that position, so now if we look at over here, in this query we fetched last time about the attachment which is image, event category and location. There are few things which left now, which one of them is time and the second one is the date. So how we can get the time? So basically this is the time from start time and this is the time from the end time, right? And this is the start date, which means on the date when the event is going to get started. So if we go back to our events table, then we need to find out what are the column names for that. So we have a column named start time and we have a column named end time. So we need this thing from start time and we need this thing from end time only, and then for the date we need this date only. So if we just write, for example, select start time from here, like we say event dot start time, and then try it out, okay, comma, and then try it out, it's showing us directly the start time. But our issue is we need this way. So for this we need to write about the date formation. So what is date formation? Date formation is basically used to format the dates. So for example, over here, just to make it easier for you, let me put into new line, and for example I do write, okay, the date underscore format in MySQL. Which thing we want to format? We want to format start time and we need only few things from that, and we can call it as time, for example. So if we, which things we need, if we look at our requirements, we need hours, minutes, and either is AM or PM. Then we will talk about 2 and 11, the end time. First let's get this section only. If we go back to our query, we know that, okay, date format for start time, and which things we need? The things we need are, we need hours, and then we also need the minutes. So we will say, okay, after the hours we need the minutes, and for the minutes we need to write the I. So the percentage I is for the minutes, and then percentage P is for the after meridian or post meridian. So if I just run this query and see how it responds, so if I run it, yes, perfectly, it's showing us the 10 AM now. But this will not solve our complete problem. Now we need the end time as well. So for, if you remember, like for the concatenation we did over here for the attachment image, we also need to do the concatenation for the date format along with the start and the end time as well. So what we need to do is, we need to, okay, for example, to make things easier, let's copy this, and for example I just say it, okay, start time, and then we make similar thing for the end time, and then we concatenate it at the end. For the end time, let's say for example end time, and if I run this and then we check how it shows, yes, it's showing perfectly the start time and the end time. But our mission is to concatenate them and make similar to this the requirements. So what do? We will come here, we will write, okay, we need to concatenate, for which we use concat, and which things we want to concat. This is important and we need to mention over here. So these things, for example, we are concatenating right now. So first thing we are concatenating, okay, we need this section. over here. Okay, this will bring this. Then if we look into our requirements, we need a space and 2 and then a space and end time. So basically we need another thing which is called 2, and then at the last we need this end time as well. So after concatenation this, we will say not as start time, not as end time, we just need that as time. So we will write okay, we need this as time. So let's try this query and see. Perfect. So what it's doing now, it's showing us the time and the start time, end time, and according to our requirements. So it's concatenating the start time, and we need hours, minutes, and either it's AM or PM, and same for the end time. Let's look at our next thing, which is actually date. So we need the date now, and date is for the start, obviously the day when the event is. So if I just write over here, for example, event dot start time as date, just for example, and if I run this query and then see, okay, it's showing us the date, but this is how we need the date, not the way it's being shown right now. So again, what we will do, like we here did for the date formation, we need to date format event dot start time, and as date will come at the end. And for the date formation we need few things, like for example, first we need the date actually, and to get the date we need to use %e, and then we need to get, for example, the full name of the month, and for getting the full name of the month we need to use %w, and then we need to use %b to get the full name of the day and the abbreviation of the month for p. The w was for the full weekday. And then we will need one more thing, which is the year. So what we will say, okay, after b we need a comma, and for the year we need the year. If I copy this and run it, let's see, yes, perfect. So it's showing us the 21st date, which is Monday, March 2022, and other things are also been shown over here. Some people may ask me, like for example, here the date is at the end, but here it's showing at the start or the mid. That's not a big issue. Either it should come in the response, but if you are still more conscious and want to fix it, then obviously you can cut these lines from here, and you can bring those lines at the end of your query over here. So as the pattern you will follow to write the query, it will show the things around in that. So now you can see its location, time, and date, and then we have event category and this. So this is how we have solved our this whole object. So if there will be more and more events in future, it will automatically come over here. But if one more thing we need over here is the page count. So how we can count the pages? So that is a, if we go back our events table, we can see over here that select static from events is the events. So what we can do is we can count it as, for example, after counting we say it as total, just saying. So total is one event over there. So this is the total number of events in the database, and then according to your pagination you can divide it with the number. For example, if you divide it according to 10 and 20, which you can do in the programming as well, and as well in the SQL query. So hopefully you have understood that the sub query concept now. It's a very important concept, and it needs to be learned, so you guys know that once you are developing such industry based real applications, and now it actually adjusts our whole system, our response according to our query. There is one more thing I can see is along with the address it has a country as well. So what we can do is we can update this query a little bit, and along with this as location, for example, we can concatenate the country as well. So that will be a super complex query, but let's try it out. So if we have till now the location as location, so if I just copy it and I say okay, concat this whole thing, comma, second thing, which is actually I just pasted the above query, and I say okay as location. To just try it out, let's go and see if that works or not. So it's working, but it's showing the location 2 times, right? The DHLR and DHLR. So what we will do is in the second section of the address, we will not write the address over here, we will write the country because we need the country here. So if we do write okay, we need country, and we need okay, let's run this and see how it responds, and then we come back. Okay, yes, it's showing DHL Lahore, Pakistan, but here we can see that it has a comma and a space before the country. So what we can do, we can go back and edit inline, and then here we can put one more thing as concatenation, and we can call it comma, and after that comma we can put a space. So if we click go now and see, yes, we can see over here okay, it's showing a comma in the next column. So we need to check our API why it's not working. So I think okay, I put that at wrong place. It should not be here, it should be actually here because it's between the concatenation. Okay, let's try it out and see. Okay, perfect. So now we can see the location and country as well. So this is how you can build the API for your home page by concatenating the different tables and getting the columns from different tables respectively, and then it will show you the data of that page. Thank you for watching, and further we will discuss the next screens in the next lecture.